Personal training. Boom. That is a killer one. Home improvements. Boom. A delivery service for DIY projects with supplies. You just got to think laterally, got to think outside the box. Crushing it with these conditions. Think about the kids. Okay, self-isolation. This is a killer one. Bloody coronavirus all over it. What's up, guys? It's Rowan here from loveworkathome.com. And I hope you're staying safe in this crazy time that we're in at the moment. I'm not going to dive into too deep because I know that you're probably getting the same emails and messages and news and all that sort of stuff that I'm getting. And it's just reiterating all the crazy, negative, scary stuff that's going on at the moment. So this video is a bit of a spin. This one is to flip the situation on its head because there are people who are losing their jobs. There are people who are being made redundant. In fact, my best buddy just yesterday on the phone said, I've been made redundant. I've got a friend who owns a business. He has 17 casual staff. Let them all go in one go. He had to if the business was to have any chance of surviving. So with all this craziness going on, I really wanted to get animated. This is a brainstorming session. This is going to show you how through this period, not only is it going to be a matter of just gripping on and surviving, but you can actually thrive. This sort of period and time with all the change going on actually presents so many opportunities. This is a time where the person with the entrepreneurial cap and the action can get ahead in this time and provide and not just, as I said, survive, but thrive. So I've got a list here of stuff. This is a bunch of ideas, a bunch of ways that you can thrive through the COVID-19 recession. Coronavirus is here, it's real. So you've got to think about some of this stuff, whether it relates to your current business now and some changes that you can make to make sure that you survive, or whether this is something, a side hustle that you need to start, or maybe if you've been sacked or made redundant, then while you're still looking for a job, then you can progress some of these ideas or one of these ideas, grab onto it and run with it. With what's going on, there really are so many opportunities being presented. So let's just start with like the general topic of like work from home, education. We're talking things like leadership. People are wondering how they can maintain leadership now that they're out of their office. How do they still be a leader to their staff in a remote sort of environment? So maybe it's a training program, or maybe there's a book that can be shared to do with some of this stuff. And communication, that's sort of in the same vein of, how do I communicate with my staff now that we're all dispersed in a kind of remote way? Systems. What sort of systems are businesses using now to keep the cogs of their businesses turning over? Because people haven't been using these before. A lot of these tools are coming into their own now. Do they know how to operate these? Can you create some lessons, or do you already do lessons for how to Skype, Zoom, GoToMeeting, all that sort of stuff, Teams, whatever sort of tools there are out there for keeping the cogs turning, maybe Asana, any project management system. People don't know how to use these, but these are the tools that are the way of working from home. And so people need to know how to use them. If you can use these tools to collaborate, get teams together, give them some online lessons, then that's going to be a really effective way to make some money. On the whole working from home thing, we've got working from home. What about supplying or building home office furniture and setups, the technology setups? Are you in IT? This presents a fantastic opportunity to make sure IT systems are all in working order. I know that a lot of businesses, when they're trying to send their staff home, one of the biggest hurdles is actually getting their technology set up right. So if you're in that space or you know a bit about it, can you be helping people either physically or online set up what they need to set up to keep their business running? Technology setups, the same sort of deal. How to foster teamwork, communication, leadership, how to foster teamwork, how to actually keep everyone kicking goals together when they're in that remote environment now. Education, whether this is children's education or adults education, university education. My kids go to daycare, and the primary school that is affiliated to that daycare, they've just set up virtual classrooms for them. So that's a huge thing that's kicking off right now. And all of a sudden, homeschooling. My wife showed me some photos of some friends of hers that have just picked up homeschooling. They don't really know what they're doing. They're kind of having to wing it for a little while. Can you give lessons for this? Can you help people set up with this sort of stuff? There's so many opportunities to help people who want to homeschool their children. Upskilling in terms of education. So there are still people who know that there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel soon, and when it gets to the end of the tunnel, they want to be upskilled so that they can take the next step in their career progression. So upskilling, online courses, online course creation, doing online teaching and online instructing, online tutoring, all that sort of stuff is absolutely going to be booming in the next few weeks and months. So is that a field that you can get into? I've done some YouTube videos before on some of the best places to find online tutoring jobs. So in fact, I'll try and put a card up there. What about mindset? People's mindset at the moment, everyone's operating out of fear and lack and scarcity mindset, all that sort of stuff. Can you put a spin on that? In fact, I've got a friend who's in the coaching space, and I just saw him put up a video the other day that is all about changing mindset. What about therapy? Are people needing therapy because they're having, they're going through a tough time? They might have lost their jobs. They might have even lost a family member or someone they know. Coaching, resilience coaching, teams need this, people on their own need this sort of stuff. Anything that will encourage people to get from this place of fear up to this place of security. We operate, if you've ever seen Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the first thing that we really need is that kind of security and the very basic function. We all critically need security in our lives before we can start heading up to the sort of levels like self-actualization. So courses and trainings to help people feel secure in this time of insecurity and uncertainty. Helping people keep positive and productive through this. Mindset in the office. I've got a friend who does resilience coaching, and I know that his business will just be thriving right now. So this is the time, if you're in that sort of space, to be getting onto Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever and doing some additional paid advertising to get yourself out there, because there's going to be HR professionals who are going to be looking out for and needing to employ you guys to do that sort of stuff. On that whole keeping positive and productive, a good friend of mine in their workplace, their business is run by a bunch of partners, and those partners, the people who are supposed to be the leaders and the people that all the staff members and employees look up to, they're struggling. They're scared. One of them was crying in an office the other day. The other ones are freaking out. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to take on working from home, or they think they basically think that working from home means they just need to sack people instead. And so their minds are just totally scattered. They are absolutely struggling. And so they need some sort of training or, anything that can help them get into a better mindset. Still on the thing of mindset, what about social interaction, dating? Is there a new app that is COVID friendly for the whole dating scene? Speed dating online, I'm sure that's done already, but is it any good? Can you make something that's better? I saw an advertisement the other day where you can get an app developed for like $50 or something absurd like that. At least start getting the wheels in motion. If you feel like you've been through the dating apps and you feel like you can do better, particularly now that we have a certain set of circumstances with needing to, social isolation and keeping distance and all that sort of stuff, it's not just a matter of getting on the apps and saying, hey, let's meet up. There's a lot more, whether it's emailing or texting or private messaging or group messaging or whatever it might be. Is there a new space in that needs improving and that you can improve on? What about supplying COVID-friendly stuff or supplying protective clothing, supplies, things like that? Can you be supplying COVID kits that have things like masks, suits, goggles, glasses, sanitizers? People are still needing to go out there and perform their job with other people around. I saw a bus driver just yesterday with a mask on. So can you be supplying COVID kits for bus drivers, COVID kits for gardeners, COVID kits for people at the checkout people, COVID kits for all these different professions where they still have to have that human interaction and people within their kind of 1 to 2 meter zone. Antibacterial solutions, wipes, put that in there. What about virus testing kits? What about hygiene kits? Just a hygiene kit. If you can't help people test if they've got COVID or not, maybe that can only be done in hospitals. But what about just a hygiene kit that just lets people, every hour or so, a half hour, pull out their little kit, hygiene, bang, I'm sweet, I'm good to go. I can now go out and do what I need to do. What about sports, COVID-friendly sports? Is there anything that you can do in the sporting space? If you're in the sporting space, things like bushwalking, tennis, golf, surfing, running, walking, personal training. Boom, that is a killer one. Online lessons for personal training. People aren't going to the gyms anymore because it's this closed environment, the same air circulating around, sweaty equipment, sharing body sweat and all that sort of stuff that's got bloody coronavirus all over it. There is a massive opportunity. I don't know if it's happening already, but for online personal trainers, this is just like, I know that personal trainers are a dime a dozen. The ones who are going to get the cream of the crop, the people who are the ones who are out there right now, getting themselves online, getting them working out how to actually do a personal training session. Look, you've got the space here. You can do a one-to-one, a Zoom or a Skype, and just, let's do our star jumps together. Okay, go. Next exercise. You know what I mean. You just got to think laterally. Got to think outside the box. Where was I going out with bushwalking, tennis, golf, all that sort of stuff? Who knows? Maybe lessons still in that space. In fact, they're all sports. They're kind of COVID friendly because they're they're outdoor and they're maintaining personal space. So if you've ever wanted to be a golf instructor, now's your time, because it's still that can still keep happening. Of course, I don't know about your certain lockdowns that are happening wherever you live. It obviously has to be able to comply with that. Home improvements. Boom. This is like massive field, because people, in fact, my mum was just on the phone to me. She's self-isolating at the moment. She's saying, oh, now that I'm at home, I can actually get on with that renovation that I've been wanting to do. And so I'm out there scrambling around, helping mum with her renovation. Home decor, home improvements, DIY, home delivered greenery and plants. In our offices, we often have setups, they come and tend to the plants. So at my co-working space, they actually have these fake plants that look unbelievable, and they just change them out every month. People don't necessarily have that in their home office at the moment. So there's some sort of service where you can go, you can put some little fake plants or real plants, whatever they might be, and just change them around. Go and sanitize them, take them onto the next home, pull their ones out, take them onto the next home, sanitize, clean, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, going back to the whole home decor, if you're in e-commerce, this is a huge space. It already is a huge space, but even more so now, because people are looking around their home and they're seeing it more, and they're normally, when they're out 5 days a week, they're now going, oh, you know what, I'm really just, now that I'm here 5 days a week, I want to fix that up, and I want to add a mirror there, and I want to feel good about this space that is now my office. What about creating your own crafts and selling them in your local neighborhood, putting little flyers out there for home decor stuff? Okay, self-isolation. This is a killer one. DIY. What about delivery service for DIY projects with supplies? So you actually go to your hardware store or your craft store or your haberdashery or whatever it's called. You go and get all the crafts for reupholstering furniture, or for building your own home office table, or for, who knows, any number of crafts in your home, or DIY projects that parents want to do with kids. Self-isolation is sending kids crazy. So we need to entertain the kids. Think about the kids. You want to entertain them somehow, and getting them involved with crafts that are home delivered. Obviously, it's all safely packaged, all that sort of stuff. As I was saying, kids are going nuts. So what about this idea of kids play equipment, swap and play service, where you've got some toys or some equipment, the little cubby houses that you can pack into the back of a truck, deliver it to a family. They have it for a week. You take it, you sanitize it, take it to the next family. Similar to that idea I had before about the plants. Swap and play service, sanitize toys. It's just thinking outside the box. I'm getting down to blog niches. Okay, blog niches. There are an unlimited number of blog niches that are crushing it with these conditions. Love work at home. Well, I'm all about working from home. Do you think my website's not going to start getting more and more traction with all this stuff that's going on? Let me list out some blog niches that are just off the top of your head. Basically, any craft or any hobby to do from home, home workouts, kids entertaining, cooking, cleaning and organization, home improvements, survivalists. They're, bigger than ever with all this stuff that's going on. People think that we've got some sort of zombie apocalypse going on. Permaculture, home gardening. Oh man, there's just an unlimited list. What about this, a fridge locking device? My wife came up with this one. It's crazy, but why not? Because people are working from home and they can't help themselves but to go to the fridge, which is now 5 meters away every 20 minutes. Inventions. What about inventions? Can you invent something? In fact, I was just walking through some glass doors the other day and they opened up automatically, and then I went through another door and I had to touch the handle, and I thought, this is not a difficult door to have some sort of automatic thing on it. I feel like I didn't really finish those block niches. Knitting, chess, computer game niche, goldfish, plants, how to play guitar. Okay, so that's more ideas than you can throw a bloody couch at. I really hope that you kind of get the idea that there is so many opportunities. If any of them resonated with you, then I urge you to think about it more, dive a bit deeper, and just ask yourself, how can I solve someone's need in this space? If there's something that interests you, maybe it's starting a knitting blog. You've always liked knitting, you've always enjoyed it, you've always taught your friends how to do it, but that's kind of as far as it ever got. Maybe now you can actually do online knitting lessons. You can create your own online knitting course. You can zoom right in and show them what a cross stitch is and all that sort of stuff. So there really is an endless supply of opportunity out there in this strange, crazy, yet interesting time. Get your thinking cap on, work out how you can make this period work for you, make some extra side income, or perhaps replace an income. And then by the end of this whole Corona business, you could have yourself a sweet little home business that is starting to really kick off. So all the best, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.